Hey guys, just a quick note before we start the review here. You might hear me coughing a little bit throughout this. It's not what you think. There's just a lot of smoke hanging in the air today. It's really bad. I don't know all this footage I'm showing you is conveying, but yeah, it's really, really thick in some places, and yeah, it's kind of exacerbated my allergies a little bit, so yeah, that's what's happening. So again, apologies for the coughing if there is any, but let's get on to the review. The Houghton family has long sought out the Tears of the Moon, a mythical tree whose blooming flowers are said to contain massive healing properties that can not only cure all disease, but also cure any curse. To that end, eldest daughter Lily has stolen an arrowhead that is said to contain directions to the tree's location from the Royal London Society, who rejected her application because woman. Upon arrival in Brazil, she and her brother McGregor encounter Frank, a wayward skipper who needs the money in order to pay off the ship he owes debt on. However, it appears that Frank is also searching for the tree for his own nefarious reasons. Or are they nefarious? Well, let's find out. This is Disney's Jungle Cruise. Okay, I hope that last bit made sense. I kind of lost track of what I was saying there, but yeah. This is Jungle Cruise, the movie based on the theme park ride, based on the, well, theme park ride. Yeah, overall this is a really fun film. It's definitely got kind of a, I mean, if you see the trailers, you get a kind of African queen meets, you know, the Brendan Fraser version of The Mummy. That's basically what this is. It's pretty much that, except in this case, the woman is also kind of the Brendan Fraser type. And and Frank has his own, like I said, Frank has his own reasons. I will not get into the big spoilers in this, but yeah, there are reasons that you see that he has also been searching for this. Added to that, there is a German contingent led by Prince Joachim, who is the son of Kaiser Wilhelm. The main arc of the movie takes place in 1916, so yeah, these aren't Nazis, they're just Germans. You know, he's trying to use it for his own purposes, and added to that, there's the legend behind the tree is that a conquistador named Aguirre came there seeking it, killed the native tribe whose duty it was to protect the tree, and they cursed him to basically merge with the jungle, and the jungle will basically throw them back to the river whenever and they're immortal for some reason. They get thrown back to the river every time to be brought out, and the only way they're not is to be isolated from the river in some way. In fact, Frank has encountered this group on several occasions and managed to trap them at one point by digging a pit which caused them to turn to stone. So, there, if that made any sense. So, this thing is built mainly on the chemistry of the actors. I would say there's some interesting angles in this. Lily's brother McGregor, he is very much the kind of spoiled, snooty type, but he sticks by his sister, and the reason why is he has been disinherited because of his homosexuality, and Lily is the only one who's basically allowing him to live her life, basically. You know, he's rejected marriage proposals, and, you know, because he just, yeah, he can't live the lie, basically, and, you know, that would technically get him sent to an insane asylum in England, but, you know, I'm willing to at least allow a little bit of leeway in this film, so, you know, Frank, when he finds this out, is very accepting, and kind of through that, there's, again, it does take an interesting angle. Like I said, Lily is very much an independent woman. She's constantly mocked because she's wearing trousers throughout much of the film. It's like, I'm walking around in a jungle. You think I'm going to wear some big flowery flowing dress in this? Yeah, it seems to attract, yeah. There's also some weird things, like she doesn't know how to swim. You know, again, if you think you're going to be this renowned global adventurer, you should probably have learned to do that at some point. And I will say this, unfortunately, on the downside of the film, I think there's a lot. I mean, the chemistry with the cast is great. I think the story is pretty sound, and there's a lot of fun and nice action set pieces throughout. I would say the villains are really underdeveloped. Like, they're like both. You have two tiers of villains. You have the Germans, and then you have the conquistador souls. And at one point, the Germans revive the conquistadors because they can flood this. They managed to flood the cave that Frank trapped them in with water, which allowed them to at least revive so they can start moving throughout the jungle again, as long as they stick close to the river. And it's like, okay, but then how did Joachim know where the conquistadors were? Like, yeah, it's just kind of this weird plot thread that's like, okay, well then how did this happen? And of course, you know, the villains promise to work together, but are trying to serve their own needs. Like I said, overall, though, this is built mainly on the chemistry between The Rock and Emily Blunt. So far, it's again, it's a lot of banter, a lot of fun. Frank is kind of portrayed as kind of a scuzzy con man type. Like, he runs a jungle cruise, and you know, it's obviously very rigged. It's all like taxidermized animals. It's like, here's the dangerous hippopotamus, which is a native to the Amazon, and pygmy elephants, which also are native to the Amazon, and there's a boa constrictor, which is way too big to be a boa constrictor. And then, of course, the backside of water. And, you know, it's kind of a fun, ha-ha, wink, wink, nudge, nudge type thing, but obviously it doesn't make a lot of money, and he's in deep debt with Nilo, who is the sort of land baron in the village, though not really. And he, like I said, Frank is in deep debt and he has to try to pay out of it, and so he manages to negotiate this price because Lily initially thought she was talking to Mr. Nilo. In reality, she was talking to Frank. But then he saves the village from a jaguar, and you know, it seems to set everything right, so they agree on a price that will cover Frank's debts. And of course, it turns out the jaguar is actually Frank's pet. So, yeah, again, there's that sort of fun things that are going on through this film. And, you know, the film is pretty briskly paced. Like, this thing is about 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it goes by pretty quickly. Like, there's not really a lot of dead spots in here, and the few quiet spots there are do a good job of character building with Frank, McGregor, and Lily. So, again, good points there. There are some decent plot twists. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into the spoilers here. You know, without making the big revelation. But yeah, there's some good parts in there. I do like the arc that they take with this and how things are playing out. And again, Frank's con man skills being pretty top-notch and enjoyable. So, like I said, the only real qualm I have with it is, again, the villains being underdeveloped and that leading to some weird plot threads that don't really make any sense. And that's why I am going to give Jungle Cruise a B. Still an overall very enjoyable film. Still worth a viewing, I think, and you can make it out to the theater or catch this on Disney+. You're going to have a lot of fun.
Hey, Pete, something ain't right, man. Look at this. Run! What's going on? They're looking for volunteers for a training seminar. This way, come on! But not another all-day session! Can't think of another training seminar! Can't think of another training seminar!
Sign out, please. Do more than just survive the work week. A better job awaits, and CareerBuilder.com has the most.
Okay, trailer time, and we do have a few new trailers this time. I guess it helps to have a couple week break in between films. Again, a lot of the films that came out after Black Widow have that were trailers before Black Widow have come out, so you get the idea. We did get Free Guy again to start things off. Then we have the new Denis Villeneuve version of Dune. My brother is really big into Dune, so obviously I will probably have to review that. I don't know, maybe I could rope him in for a conversation about it. After that, we have the Clifford the Big Red Dog movie. That looks weird. I mean, I grew up with the Clifford books, but yeah. So I know the story, and they seem to adhere pretty close to it, but there's parts of it that are just a little weird. After that, we had Eternals, then Ghostbusters Afterlife. You know, it looks fun, although it's coming out in November. It's like, shouldn't that be coming out more in October? Wouldn't that be a better screening period for that movie? Again, a nice pre-Halloween type thing. And then we ended with Shang-Chi again. So that's what we had there. Next movie review is going to be The Suicide Squad. That'll be out next week. And then after that is Candyman. I think that's about... Is it a week after that or 2 weeks after that? I can't say for certain. But the next video is going to be the random trade review on Archie Love Showdown. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help support my channel at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help request a movie, even if it's something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or the next Purge film. I'll review it.